Hello and welcome to our next video. In this lesson, we're going to just finish cleaning up our page here to get us ready for fixing up our views for the rest of the application. So there are a couple things that are bothering me about this layout that I want to fix. The first thing is it still says my ASP.NET application down here. And the second thing is this log off is just right up to the right hand side of the screen. So no matter how small I make that until it gets down to the menu there, you can see it's right up to the right hand side of the screen. And that's really bothering me because it just feels like it's almost cut off and really doesn't feel like a good, fancy, something to look at design. So I'm going to fix those things. And they're pretty easy to fix. The first one is in layout.cshtml. Right here it still says my ASP.NET application. So I'm simply going to change this to awesome contact web. And so that's going to finish our change of the layout. Now, if you're going to do something unique and custom with this, you just need to remember these are your navbar links and you can add or remove from there at will. You just need to make sure you're pointing to a valid controller and a valid view on that controller. And if you want to do the login partial, you can, go to the login partial file, which we're going to do in a second. But basically that's the common shared layout. So anything you want to do on a common level, you should come back here and make those changes to your HTML here. And just remember this @render body is where your view code is going to render. And so at that point, any changes you make on the views will automatically be incorporated into this page. So I want to also change that login and log off so that it isn't over to the right hand side of the screen so bad. And so we have login and log off. Both of those could be pushed up right against the right hand side of the screen. So I'm going to do a very easy change. And what I could do is create a CSS class and then just apply it. So if I go back to my site.css, here what I can do is just do a pad login right, and we'll just call it that. It really doesn't matter, but this will allow me to reuse it in a couple different places if I wanted to. And actually, why don't we make it more universal? Because we're just going to pad right 8 pics, and so let's just call this pad right 8 pics. And that way it'll apply to wherever we want to do. And I'm going to simply say here padding dash right 8px. And then I'm going to take this pad right 8px from my CSS file, and I'm going to go back to my login partial page. And here on my class, I'm just going to add this to the end of it on both of these. So now when I go to my page here, what I should see is I should see this change, and I should see my log off push over a little bit so that we don't have that right up against the right hand side of the screen. And you can see that it worked just great. So our awesome contact web is now rendering awesome contact web, and log off is not pushed right up to the right hand side of the screen. And you can also see login also not pushed right up to the right hand side of the screen. So it's very nicely formatted that way, and we get a little bit more spacing that's just a little easier to look at, and we don't have something that just says my ASP.NET application. So just a couple things before we move on into the nuts and bolts of the views for our specific application. Obviously it's up to you at this point to go into the home page and talk about what you want to do there for your specific use. I trust that you know a little bit about HTML and can go there and find your home page, your index here, and basically change any of this rendering to do what you need to show your information. If you don't know much about HTML or want to take some more supplemental information on HTML, I do offer an HTML course as well. Which gives you the basics of HTML. It's a very basic beginner level course, but walks you through all the different tags and everything that you might need in order to work with just regular HTML. So if you also want to change your contact information, you should go to the contact view. Obviously put your own information here, however you'd like people to contact you. If you want to put your email on the page to have them email you, you can do that here as well. And your about page, you can do whatever you want there as well to make the page your own. But that will take care of home, about, and contact us. We've taken care of everything else then. It just leaves us now with the specific views for our CRUD application in order to continue to resolve the request that they made of us to be able to do some sorting and searching on this page and just make things look a little nicer and take out some things that we don't want the user to see to clean up the rest of our application. That wraps up our review and changing of the general layout of this website. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.